I hope I pressed it at the correct timing.
Guys, I'm hungry. Can we just go find somewhere to eat?
Wait, is D low light or high exposure? I can't remember. Yeah, I know this one I can't see if there's a difference, you see. But like, there's completely no difference.
Accidental exposures, so you waste a shot here and there. It happens.
How much was that? That was like a drink, right?
That's like $1 something. Okay, so welcome back to another episode of Midlifers. We have our friend here, Wei Hang.
Hi, hello.
Yeah, so he contacted us. He wanted to actually explore the option of shooting Instax film. So I brought my Instax Mini 99. I'll pass it to him in a short while, teach him how to use it and a pack of film. But before we actually go out shooting, so Wei Hang, have you actually shot instant film before?
Actually not really leh. I mean, I kind of experimented a bit with Polaroids, like, you know, you borrow from your friend, that kind. I mainly do videos, so I don't really do a lot of photography.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how the photos turn out.
Okay, is there a reason why you decided to shoot instant film, or?
There's just something special about snapping a picture of your friend and then like being able to just pass it to them.
Yep, getting a print instantly.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's go out, take some photos, and let's see what nice pictures you get.
Let's go.
Okay.
Very smooth, and it's also very light. Sometimes I worry that like I'll drop it, you know.
This is the camera we're going to be shooting with today. It takes this Instax Mini film, for those of you who don't know. Okay, the actual size of the film is credit card size, so it's very good to keep it in your wallet, especially if you have like memorable events. So this camera is very easy to use, okay? There are two shutter buttons. There's one over here on top, and there's one here. So you can shoot like this, or you can shoot like this. It's really up to you. Then to switch it on is very simple. Turn the lens dial. So once you turn it, it will switch to the focusing distance. You can see 3 meters to infinity, and it switches on automatically. Okay, this is the viewfinder. Maybe you want to give it a look.
Ooh.
Okay, I think for the initial part, let's shoot in normal mode. Okay, and let's keep it at 0 EV, and then shoot around maybe a few frames. Let's focus on maybe getting 2 or 3 nice shots that you like. Then I'll teach you the advanced features later. Okay.
So I would imagine that the exposure compensation is quite important, right? Because you can't color correct or anything.
Yes,
like
you can.
Print and then that's it.
But the beauty of Instax cameras is so far I've had very good exposures. So I haven't had like any problems with these cameras. Don't be worried about shooting the frames, because I think the first few frames actually teaches you a lot. So if you make some mistakes, that's the best time to learn.
Film camera. Actually, yes. Now that I think about it, I started on digital, so I never actually tried a film camera. But is this actually considered film? Interesting, okay. Let's see how it'll turn out.
Okay, Wei Hang, so I'm going to show you how to load a camera like this. Okay. So all the film, they come in boxes such as this. And it's actually wrapped in an aluminium foil inside. Maybe you can help me open that.
How many sheets is this? 10 sheets.
10 sheets. Then to load the camera, it's very simple. The film door opening switch is just up here. You just have to slide it, and the film door will open like that. Okay, so once you have it open.
Ooh, it smells funny.
Yeah.
It smells like...
You can smell the chemicals.
Yeah, it smells like printer.
The film cartridge looks something like this. There's a yellow tab here, and this part is where the dark slide is. So the yellow tab, you'll just match it to the one in the camera. You'll just slot it in like that. And once you close the film door, the dark slide will automatically eject. So you'll be ready for your first shot.
Okay.
Yeah, so the camera is quite smart in that sense.
Interesting. It's the same, is it, if I look through the viewfinder?
The lens is not coupled to the viewfinder. They're just separate entities. The viewfinder is just for framing. It won't tell you how close you are, how far you are. So all that you have to kind of like guess lah, you know? Yeah. So
I've been spoiled by digital cameras.
yeah, I guess digital and mirrorless cameras lah, you know,
How do you like make sure everything is in focus and things like that?
Okay,
like
so
you have to actually learn the distance.
Yeah, you have to roughly know the distance. So I'm going to teach you the distances.
Okay.
So since this is like a close-up, you should be at 0.3 to 0.6.
Right,
Yeah.
Okay.
For most of us, 0.3 meters is just the length of our forearm here. 0.6 should be the distance of maybe your whole arm. Okay?
Okay, so 0.3
Yes.
forearm. What is the main difference between filming with Instax and like a normal film camera?
Okay, so Instax, the beauty is you get a print at the end of the day, and I think that's the part you really loved about instant images, right? Because the print it creates this social moment where you can share, you can give a gift to someone, you know. So Wei Hang and I are here at Gardens by the Bay. We're inside the flower dome. They're actually having a special tulip exhibition. So you can see actually right behind us, they have a lot of tulip flowers for display. So we're going to use our instant cameras. And I think this is the best time to practice all the close-up exposures that we've been talking about earlier. Let's see what are the photos we can get. Maybe we can get some cool shots of the flowers.
Yep, let's go. I don't know how to compose flowers.
No, just put it in the center of the circle.
Okay,
I think the first image, don't be so stressed. Maybe move a bit back. Yeah, okay. I think just take it from here.
Okay, let's go. Do I hold it?
Oh, no need to hold it. Once you take it, it'll just auto eject. Okay, so I'll take one on my Polaroid as well. So don't stress. Okay, we're just here to have fun. So I have this Polaroid SX70R. It has a PCB that has been modified by Jake, and it comes with this special dongle here. It's quite cool, but I'm gonna not use the dongle today. I'm gonna switch it to automatic mode, and we're gonna take photos. Okay. Oh, nice. Yellow, yellow.
Oh.
Okay. Accidental exposures. So, so that's the risk.
God,
That's the risk of keeping the camera on when you don't use it, lah. You know, you waste a shot here and there. Don't worry, lah. It happens. It happens.
How much was that? That was like a drink, right?
That's like $1 something. Who knows? Maybe it's a nice image.
I don't think so. What is this? I'm just going to be doing this the entire day. Can I do it? Oh, I did it. Does this actually help? I always see people do this.
Yeah, so you don't have to shake it. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah.
So is it like a myth or something?
Instant film didn't used to come in this form. Instant film used to be where you peeled it apart and you would have the frame on one side, the image itself on one side, and that would be wet, so you would have to shake it to dry it. Okay, so it probably came from there. But the modern ones, they have this like clear mylar over it, so it actually protects the film. So even if you shook it, you're not actually drying it. Actually, if you shook it, you risk like breaking or cracking the film, so just be a bit careful. So don't have to shake it actually.
Well, but I think that there's a really big change in mindset from digital to film.
Yep.
Because when you're taking videos or photos with your phone or like a digital camera, you don't really care like how many, you can just spam, you know?
Yes, you can spam, but I guess it creates this inflation of photos also.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
correct.
so each photo sort of becomes less valuable. Yeah, so in this sense, like each film or shot is so much more important. You have to really make sure you get it right. But I guess it's refreshing lah. It's a nice breakaway from what we normally do with our handphones and all that lah. Yeah,
I understand. Yeah. Is it like?
Yeah,
Is it what? Oh no, the flash! No.
the flash is fine. Flash is fine. So,
okay, I'm interested to see how it turns out with the flash.
Yeah.
I think it'll just be very overexposed, but
actually no. So the exposure meters on these cameras, they're amazing. I think with flash it'll be fine as well. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
but let's see what we get. Yeah. Who knows?
I'm gonna shot with less people. Oh no. Yeah, not very nice.
We're gonna just run through the images that were just taken, so that we know what are the mistakes you made or what are the what you did right. So I think the first shot you pretty much nailed it. Just that if you could dial down the exposure a tiny bit, we could see the details in the flowers.
Flower, right?
Yeah. But otherwise, you did a great job. Okay, so good job on that. Second one is you made a mistake. Okay, so you accidentally took Ian's bag. But I think that's it happens. You're gonna make some mistakes, so don't take it too hard lah. You know. This is the third shot, so I think you tried to take the flowers.
Looks a bit underexposed.
Yeah,
actually.
so this is a very contrasty scene. So the light from the glass probably tricked the light meter, so it underexposed your whole foreground. It would be good to +1, or so in this camera it will be L, or to L+, which is +2 lah. Then the third shot you took is actually this little shop. I think the shot itself looks okay, but we could have dialed up the exposure ever so slightly because we're taking a dark scene, you know?
I think the interesting point about this shot is that I made sure to take it like square on,
Yes.
such that the frame is basically it's supposed to look like a rectangle here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
So-
was off by quite a lot.
So the reason
Yeah.
for that is these are viewfinder cameras. The viewfinder is not coupled to the lens.
Mm.
So if you make sure your viewfinder is square on, then actually your lens is gonna be off. This will only come with the more you use the camera with practice, but after a while you'll know how much to compensate. Yeah.
It's like zeroing like
Yeah,
you know,
correct,
like zero
correct.
the camera. Okay,
Yeah. So if you shot a gun or rifle, but that's what you have to do lah, okay? But this
Okay.
shot, you took it accidentally with flash. You were so worried that it was gonna be overexposed, but I think it's one of the best exposed shots. Yeah. So the camera is really intelligent. When flash is on, it knows how to meter the shot pretty well lah. So don't have to worry about this. That's why we kind of recommend this camera for beginners. I love this shot. Oh, there's one more shot that you took. Sorry, I almost forgot. So this is another contrasty scene. So if you want, you could actually dial the exposure up. I think you could improve on, maybe you could have tried to rotate the camera a little bit more. Yeah.
I
Sometimes
see.
it's hard to see the frame lines, especially when you're focusing on the subject. All these habits will be more obvious on film. And
Yeah.
film is kind of unforgiving.
True.
Yeah. So, but as you shoot more film, you'll get better. And I think this will translate to your digital platform as well.
I think because this is one of those things where like I don't really think about it because digitally you can just
Rotate, yeah.
rotate.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Auto horizon
Yeah.
level, you know? Yeah. So a lot of automation actually makes us, I guess, not as good photographers in that sense. But as in, we should take advantage of all these automations. But it becomes a challenge in film photography, instant film especially. So I think you've done great so far, lah. So don't have to be too hard on yourself. Okay.
But it's really a mood.
Yeah. It has a
Right.
vibe to it, right?
It looks way
Nicer
nicer
than what it looks now.
Okay, so I'm just gonna try the sepia filter. Is it a filter? Okay. So I've been testing it out for a while and I don't know. I think it's because the doll, for example, you see this doll photo, the effect kind of like,
Washes it out.
it washes the flowers
Yep.
particularly. So I think if the background is more colorful, then the effects aren't as special, you know.
Yep.
But I can imagine if you're taking it like in a car park or something where the back is like totally grey,
Yes,
it might make the
yes.
shot more special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's a fair enough take. And I also I think the effects get a bit gimmicky after a while. Yeah. But as in, of all the effects, that's my favorite lah. So
It feels like CapCut filter, you know.
yeah. But I guess if you're shooting instant, even going with the normal mode, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Plus it has a
yeah,
vibe
yeah.
on its own, a
I
mood on
think
its
the
own.
normal
yeah.
mode is like
Yeah.
just nice.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think there's no right or wrong to this. Whatever you like, you just do it. It's your
Yeah.
film, your images. As long as you're happy with them at the end of the day, that's the most important thing.
Cool.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so I didn't know, but I have used all the film.
Yeah.
So we're done here and we'll go and shoot another place.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's push and let it drop out.
Oh,
Two
let
hands
it
might
drop
be.
out, is it?
Yeah. Okay, so we ran out of film. That's why we're here back at Funan, and now we just bought some new film. We're gonna load up the camera and take some indoor shots.
The guy not very nice. Maybe I take the shape of the stairs. How do I do that?
So I think your framing might be off unless you did the parallax.
I think it'll be off. I think it'll be off. I didn't think about that. I hope I pressed it at the correct timing. Because there's like no focus function. You don't need to hold it first, right? You just click it. It's fun. It's more fun than I thought.
Yep.
It's also a lot more stressful considering that like each shot is essentially it's like one taping, you know, like one drink.
In a way, you're also not shooting the conventional film. You're shooting instant film. So you do learn your mistakes on the spot. Had you
True,
shot
true,
conventional film and you hadn't noted down, okay, shot one, I took of this scene at this exposure, you would actually never know your mistakes until you get the whole pack back, and
Wow,
might be like half all mistakes because you didn't realize what was going wrong.
Oh,
lah.
I can't imagine that, man.
Yeah. Okay, so we've done shooting.
Yeah.
I think you've used the camera for almost half a day already, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Is there something you like about the camera and something you don't like?
Oh, so I think by far the reason why I like the camera is that when you can print out the photo on the spot, it really gives a very, it makes the photo very special, you know. So I can really imagine taking a photo of my friend or like taking a selfie and then immediately I just pass it to them. Yeah, it creates like a very genuine social moment. Yeah, that's probably why I would get it. Why I wouldn't get it? Sounds a bit dumb, but I think it'll probably be the ergonomics. Like it
Okay.
feels a bit strange to hold with my hand, like almost as if I might drop it, you know?
Okay,
I know it comes with like a strap, right?
Yeah, it does come with a strap, but I guess that means you really love instant film. Just that maybe this is not the camera for you. Yeah.
Possible, yeah.
You can still get other instant film cameras.
Yeah.
But I guess don't have to take your word for it. I guess those of you watching this video, maybe you can view the photos that we're gonna post right now and make your own decision. So Ian, roll the outro. Thanks for watching this episode of Midlifers. If you loved our video, don't subscribe, don't like, and don't comment on our videos.